Or no, actually start the other way. Okay, hang on. I'll turn off the.
That's not live.
It is live.
Not like I'm recording.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit behind. Hang on. How do I? Ah! I'm having trouble. Um, how do I turn down the sound? I can't turn down the sound. Okay, I think I'll have to leave that idea. Never mind. Okay, back to the Zoom. Okay, Zoom recording. Okay, welcome. April 12th, Cyclone Vainua in New Zealand. Many storms in each of our lives. So this is a breath coherence circle. And really, it's just an invitation, a calling inward to your breath, to your resonance, to your inner alignment. Mary Jo.
Steve.
Oh, it looks like we're still going live on YouTube. Okay, so wherever you're seeing this, just taking a breath. Allowing a breath, not even taking a breath, allowing a breath to meet you, to meet your inner body as your lungs expand, your abdomen relaxes, the rib cage relaxes. Exhaling out, letting go into the flow of this moment, this presence, the greatest gift that we get to receive, our own presence in the present moment. And so for this, I'm going to share a sigil that we can breathe with. So the spiral representing the golden spiral, the mirror gate of dissolving, if you like, or collapsing duality into neutrality, into unity, into the remembrance of our divinity, our oneness with all that is, within to without, beyond the perceptions of separation and duality, remembering it all as a contrast of experience, of light and shade, of yin and yang. So breathing with the spiral, as you look into the spiral, I will read a little bit about this spiral. So the spiral of light remembered. The sigil represents the return to coherence through breath, presence, and inner stillness. As you gaze into its center, you'll notice the spiral emerging from a single still point. And this reflects your breath as it naturally expands and returns. The movement is not forced. It is the body remembering its own rhythm. So breathing with the spiral, the inhale and the exhale, softening into your own inner rhythm of remembrance, inner stillness. Outside, I can hear the waves. We're at high tide here in Tairua. I can hear the rhythmic waves reminding of that inner rhythm of breath, that breath that moves into expansion as we receive the breath through the lungs, through the body, the cells, upkeep of the breath, the life force energy. And as we exhale, the release, the letting go of that last breath, knowing that the next breath is a given. And as we exhale out completely, creating a vacuum that naturally draws that next breath in without effort, simply allowing the spaciousness to allow the thoughts to relax, allowing the nervous system to relax as we focus on the breath. The geometry surrounding the spiral reflects order within motion. Even as things move, shift, or intensify externally, there is an underlying pattern of balance available. The sigil image is a visual reminder of that. The blending of indigo and gold represents the meeting of opposites, stillness and movement, inner and outer, tension and ease, resolving not through effort, but through allowing. Nothing in this image is asking you to do anything. It is simply inviting you to soften your attention. Feel your breath as you gaze into the spiral, and let your system settle into its own natural coherence. When everything softens back into that center place within stillness, the friction softens, the push and the pull of duality softens into neutrality, into unity, into remembrance, into coherence through that remembrance as the energies coalesce and reharmonize, re-remember the wholeness within. Exhaling out completely, letting go out through the feet, out through the hands, bum on the seat, awareness of your location, grounding on this earth, in presence, in breath. Softly receiving the infinite, abundant breath that is your birthright, that is available to you, that is this web of interconnection that we're all breathing, that is giving us life force energy. So eyes closed or open, whatever feels right for you. If you wish to work with the sigil with eyes open, let your gaze rest gently on the spiral, or close your eyes if that feels more natural. Notice your breath as it is. No need to change it. On the inhale, feel a quiet expansion. And on the exhale, feel a soft settling. And if the mind becomes busy, just return to breath and the sense of the center point. softening the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the muscles either side of the spine, down into the pelvis, around the sacrum and the hips, down into the legs, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles, the feet, the toes, breathing trillions of cells within that inner community of your embodiment, receiving the breath, the rhythmic breath. And taking a moment to tune in and just notice on a scale of between 0 and 10 where your well-being feels. 0, not so good, 10, 100%. So just a little check-in, not a judgment, just an awareness of a little check-in physically between 0 and 10, just whatever the first number that comes, 0 and 10, mentally. And just exhale out with that awareness. No right, no wrong, no good, no bad. Just an awareness through beingness and breath. Emotionally, 0, between 0 and 10. Spiritually or energetically. Noticing what you notice within your own energetic field of awareness. As that rhythmic breath settles you deeper within your own beingness, your own body, anchoring into this now moment through allowing a deepening presence to be remembered, to be felt, to be allowed. To be welcomed without pressure or performance, unrushed, unhurried. Nothing to do here, just to be and allow and breathe and allow the breath to be remembered deeply, completely. Allowing each breath to soften into that field of remembrance. Awareness to the body, the grounding, feet, base of the spine, shoulders relaxed. And even though part of the inspiration for actualizing the invitation to this first breath coherence circle, it has been something that has been stirring within me for a little bit. It's also an invitation to remember the breath amidst the storms of life and allowing the cyclone of Vainua to bring us into presence, to bring us into this remembrance of this connection, of this immediacy of our connection with the elements within our body, of earth, of air, of water, of fire, of ether. Breathing with those elements, aware that those elements are dancing, weaving, co-creating in their own majesty and magnificence, this incredible orchestration of physicality through biology and chemistry, all the different systems of the body physicalizing through this elemental wisdom. In Ayurveda, in these traditional systems, Chinese medicine, they look at the body through the elements. How are the elements doing? What elements are out of balance, need to be rebalanced? And in this case, we're just simply allowing the breath to rebalance, to harmonize, allowing the mind just to soften into the background and for it to become just part of this breath, rhythmic breath. And that even it softens into the breath. Nothing to achieve here, just to be with. And as we harmonize those elements within ourself, within our body, within our breath, coherence, harmonizing, our grounding, presence on this earth, in this body, present to this moment, aware to this breath, allowing the receptivity through the cellular nature to fully receive the gift of life, the gift of breath, the gift of presence, the gift of aliveness, and to fully exhale out that last breath, those past experiences, those past emotions, to complete them, to offer them back into life, back into the soul's wisdom, holding on to nothing, coming back into this dance, like the elements in nature, remembering within to without, how the outer world reflects our inner world, and how the elemental dance within us is moving. Is it in rhythm? Is it in coherence, or is it in chaos? So as we harmonize our own inner chaos, body, mind, soul, energy, as we harmonize left and right brain, heart and mind and gut, physical and the quantum field, as we harmonize within, naturally our outer environment begins to mirror that back to us, and we begin to recognize that there's truly, we begin to recognize and to realize that it's all a reflective mirror of our energy and our consciousness. And in that remembrance, we breathe, we anchor, we bring ourselves even more present, more to the party of life in this now moment, not to influence the storm, not to try to control or manipulate from a place of fear and a place of disconnect. We just allow the stabilization of our own systems within it. Within the storm, we stabilize into deeper inner stillness through breath coherence. The body settles, and as the body settles, the awareness clears, and from that, your presence becomes a point of calm within your environment. So breathing into that, receiving what feels resonant with your inner awareness and field of remembrance. Staying with the breath and letting the rest organize itself. Trust and allow, trust and allow, trust and allow. And if you feel to share anything in the chat or the comments as a reflection, feel free to do that or not. Nothing, nothing pressured, nothing expected. Just coming back into that feeling, that inner connection, that inner impulse, allowing it to lead expression. And that expression may be just that breath, that next word, that next action, that next pose, that next focus. Feet on the earth, shoulders relaxed, jaw softened, regulating the nervous system, reminding the body, giving the body the message, I am safe, I am coherence, I am remembrance. Tone. Hum. Oh. Maybe a deeper listening inward to the hum that you may hear within your being, within your auditory system. Feeling the joy of your beingness, the joy of your presence, the joy of being here now, awake, aware, alive, allowing more spaciousness, allowing more release, allowing, simply allowing. Steve, you gonna sleep?
You know, I just things are getting organised as I was meditating. But I can think about it. Very good.
Anything you'd like to just add or share?
Hmm. It's just a nice breathing breath journey, spiraling with the signal.
Sigil?
Sigil,
Maybe Sigil.
sigil. And complemented with the waves that we can hear
Yeah.
in the background.
I'll have to show those waves now, won't I? And then we'll close out. I wanted to keep this to 30 minutes, so it's nearly 3 o'clock. Ah, look at that. Ah. Not sure if you can hear them. But yeah, pretty epic. Epic nature. So blessed. The storm here in Tairua and the Coromandel in New Zealand there was a red warning, a lot of warnings, and it really hasn't been so intense. And yeah, yeah. And certainly my own personal journey has been about, and my soul matrix and oversoul has been very much the guidance to deeply allow and to complete some other timelines um, where there was a sense of failure and over responsibility for the collapse within Atlantis and Lemuria when the field collapsed into more duality and density. So, yeah, so there's a lot of joy for this this spiraling through into the next octave of harmonic remembrance, harmonic timelines, and resonance, and to really open up and access and remember the frequency, the feeling, to come into that frequency harmonic of the new earth frequency, which is just again an outer reflection of connecting to that frequency within ourself, that remembrance of our goodness, of our wholeness, and yeah, that unity within to without. Friendly universe within, friendly universe without, as yeah, harmonizing all those different aspects of self. As I've shared, especially on my YouTube channel, Divine Love Ambassador, many videos, Align and Shine, 111 days. I got to 97 days of videos of doing a lot of deep inner alignment work through inner child, ancestral, the feminine. Yeah, so many different elements and aspects that the soul has incarnated and experienced. And yeah, now gets to complete many many energies, bring it into completion so that we don't need to revisit those patterns anymore, bringing them to completion. And that distilled wisdom then becomes infused into our next breath, into this collective consciousness that is uplifting into a higher, or higher, um, more consciousness field, consciousness of our consciousness, self-aware, present, and I guess there's that sense of a greater sense of who we truly are, and yeah, the impact that we truly have in our breath, in our frequency, and how that ripples, through our words, through our conversations, our interactions, from the smallest little interaction on the street to the bigger interactions. There's nothing really small or big. It's all life. It's all authentic resonance. So yeah, if you'd like to share anything about your experience, please put in the comments, and I'd be delighted to get back to you. And apart from that, I think that's complete. Thank you for joining this breath coherence circle. Thank you for just being you, breathing with you, breathing into your own inner breath coherence of alignment, attunement, remembrance, stillness,
Embodiment.
embodiment. Yes, embodiment. And so it is. Namaste. Om.